welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be doing two different eye looks. We are going to use the Midnight palette from Beauty Bay and the Berries palette from Beauty Bay. We're going to do two different looks. I'm going to swatch both of these palettes. We're going to talk about them, test them, all of that. Now, if you missed my video from yesterday, I uploaded a fun St. Patrick's Day look using the Earthy palette. I showed you swatches, close up, and created a very green look. And I thought it would be fun. We're just going to do a look with this. We're going to do a look with this. I want to have looks for y'all. I know so many of y'all are excited about these palettes. These are both 16 pans each, and we're going to test them out. First look is going to be the Midnight palette. And if you are new here, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here at my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. Shimmer, glitter, testing new palettes, we are here for it. So if that sounds good to you, I do hope that you will subscribe before you leave today, because I do upload lots of new videos every single week. Lots and lots of new videos. So if you are looking for fun makeup content, this is the place to be. But I can't wait to talk about these palettes, so let's jump into it. Let's start with this Midnight palette. This I ordered from Beauty Bay the day it launched. It did take a while to get to me. It took a while, but this palette is only $11. I am going to insert a close-up of this palette so you can see it in all its goodness. And I'm going to insert some swatches for y'all. This is the palette we're going to play with first. And then for the second look, we will play with the Berries. But we're going to focus on this one right now. I do have all of my makeup done except for my eyes. So I'm excited to try this. I want to play with it. I do know the Beauty Bay formula pretty well. I have lots of Beauty Bay palettes. So although this will be a first impression, I will be able to tell you my thoughts on the palette because this isn't a new to me brand. I know the brand pretty well, but I am going to prime my eyes. I'm going to zoom y'all in and we will create a look. Okay, I want to do something with this palette that is both purple and blue. Because the other two palettes, the Berries and the Earthy palettes, are very monochromatic, I really liked that this one was blue and purple with a black in it. So I do feel like we have some options here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using my Blend Bunny brushes. I will have these linked down below, but you can see these are all smaller detailed brushes. And I want to test as many shadows as I can with this look. So I'm going to take my B1 and I'm going to go right into the shade Hex. This is just a matte black shade. These palettes do have nice mirrors in them. I don't think I pointed that out earlier. But I'm going to take this black and I am going to go right in the crease. And since this is kind of a detailed blending brush, I'm going to be able to have a little more control over where this shade goes. So I'm just going to buff it in just like this. And I'm not going to be overly concerned with blending. I want to get the color down where I want it and then I can go back and blend later. That's kind of how I like to work with shadow, is just kind of fill out what I want to do, what colors I want to use, and then I can always go back and blend. Okay, now what I want to do is take this B3 brush and I want to go right into this shade right here called Catch, this kind of mid-toned purple shade. And I'm going to blend this right here on the edge of the black. And it's not coming up quite to my brow, but I'm just going to buff this along the edge, make sure these two will blend together. And then I'm going to go in with my B4. And I want to go right into this kind of true royal blue shade called Denim. And this is going to go over here. I'm just blending this up. I'm going to kind of fade it into that purple and blend it down and around like this. Okay, it's looking super messy. That's okay. It's going to come together. I'm going to take my B2 and I'm going to go right into this shade here called Mist. This lighter blue shade, and I'm going to buff along the edge of the blue and the purple now right up here. So we're kind of working with our shadows from darkest to lightest matte. So I'm just going to buff along these edges, take my time, and make sure I blend well. Okay, the shades I want to use on my lid are this purpley shade right here called Electric, and this shade right here. Actually, let's go with this shade right here, Bubbles. So these two metallic-y shades. Okay, so I'm taking the shade Electric on a What's Up Beauty brush, and you can see that's really pretty, really sparkly. It has a lot of sparkles to it, and I'm going to put this on the inner part of my lid, fading it up into that black that I put kind of in my crease. I will say I didn't have the absolute best experience blending these mattes. I feel like the mattes in the green palette were easier to blend. So, not quite so sure about that, especially the blues. But I feel like it's coming together nicely. So I'm just doing, of course, the same thing over here, just putting that shade down. I did spray my shimmers. I always do to help prevent fallout and get a little bit more intensity. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Bubbles, and this metallic shade is going to go right out here on the lid, faded into the purple and then out. Okay, for the lower lash line, I'm grabbing my A7 from Unearthly, and for the lower lash line, I really want to go in with this shade right here called Voodoo. I'm pretty sure that's a shade repeat from the Book of Magic. For the inner corner highlight, I'm going to go in with this shade up here called Tranquil. I'm going to pop that right there just for a matte inner corner. I'm going to blend a little bit more. I'm going to put on some liner, some lashes, and then I'll be back. We'll see how the look comes together, and I'll kind of tell you my thoughts on this one. Alright y'all, this is my finished look. I just put on a little bit of black eyeliner, and the lashes I pulled are Unearthly Cosmetics Immortal. Just kind of a wispy style of lash. I thought it would be pretty to go with this blue, purple, deep, dark, intense look. Now, let me kind of tell you just a little thought on this palette. I think everything worked really nicely. Seems like the Beauty Bay quality that I know. Some of these shades are already existing in the Beauty Bay line. I know some of these shades are from Book of Magic, which is discontinued. So if you don't have Book of Magic, maybe you like this, maybe you like the bigger one. I will say, am I going to reach for this one over my other Beauty Bay palettes like Book of Magic? Probably not, just because I like that palette so much, and I feel like it has some more options. But I think this is a nice blue and purple palette in a 16 color palette format. I like the size of this. Everything performed exactly as I expected to, and I really, really like my look. I'm into it. What do y'all think about it? It's definitely dark, it's definitely dramatic, but I hope maybe you got some inspiration, either if you bought this palette or the bigger one or the smaller one, or you just want to shop your stash for some blacks and blues and purples. I am not looking forward to wiping this off though, because I do want to film a berries look for y'all. I want to have this for y'all. This is the palette that we're going to do next, but I like this look. I feel good in this look. Okay, now we are going to play with the berries palette. Very excited. While I prime my eyes, I'm going to insert a close-up of this palette, and I'm going to insert some swatches of it. You can see this is a very monochromatic palette. For me, I would have liked to maybe exchange some of the shades for some orange shades, because I think berry tones with oranges can be super, super pretty. But yeah, I just think that could have added like an interesting little twist instead of it being a monochromatic palette. But I get it's a monochromatic palette, so we're going to create a berry look. Okay, since we did kind of dark to light on the last look and the green look was more of like a spotlight type of eye, we're going to go light to dark. Did I say last look was dark to light? Yes, now we're going to go lightest first. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here called Curve, and I'm going to pick this up on an E40 from Sigma, and I'm just going to buff this all into the crease. You can see this is a very, very light pink shade, and I'm just going to blend, blend, blend back and forth. Now, using the same brush, I want to go into this hot pink shade right here called, oh, I can't hardly tell. What is it called? The names are so tiny and they're silver, like I honestly cannot read it. So y'all saw the shade I was talking about though, and I'm going to keep this lower in the crease. I'm not going to take it up quite as high as we took that light pink shade, but it's just going to go back and forth right here. Okay, next I'm grabbing a E38 and we're going to go into this dark shade down here called Journal. I'm pretty sure this shade is in the new Romantic, but I may be mistaken. I'm going to just put this right here in this outer V of my eye, right out here from lash line on out. I'm also going to wrap this just a little bit under the lower lash line, but just in this outer part, not all the way under, just about halfway. For the lower lash line, I'm going to grab this pencil brush from Sigma, and we're going to go into this shade right here called Loyalty, and I'm going to pull this right here. I really love berry shades like this. I think they're so beautiful, so I'm really liking this eye look. And so far, all the shades are blending really, really well for me. Okay, I want to put this shade right down here all over the lid. This is the shade called, I can't read it. I can't read it. This shade right here. Alright, I'm just going to press this all over the lid. Of course, I sprayed my brush because that's my favorite way to apply shimmer, sparkly shades, metallic shades, just to minimize fallout since I do my face makeup first. I think this shade looks really pretty, especially right next to that kind of hot pink. I think that looks really pretty. It's a nice contrast between the two shades. Okay, for the inner corner, I'm going to take my BK Beauty brush and we're going to go into this shade right here called Cloud. It looks so beautiful. So I'm going to pop that right there on the inner corner. I'm going to do a little more blending. I'm going to add some liner and mascara and lashes and finish off this look. And then I'll be back and I'll kind of tell you my thoughts. Alright y'all, this is my finished look with the Berries palette. Let me tell you what other makeup I'm having on. I'm wearing the Immortal lashes again. I am wearing this Kaleidos blush. I'll try to find the name down below, but there's no blush name on the packaging, which is kind of hard. I'm wearing my Unearthly Cosmetics Bow and Arrow highlighter from the Sleepover collection and the gloss from the Sleepover collection. I'm wearing Sephora Rouge Gel Lip Liner in the shade Rum Raisin. I'm wearing Sephora Tan Lines lipstick. And I'll put everything down in the description box that I can, as well as the links to these palettes. I will also link the video where I did a look with this palette. That's from yesterday. So all of these feel like the normal Beauty Bay quality that I am used to, which is great. I feel like Beauty Bay is very consistent in their formula. I don't feel like they have any palettes, at least of the ones I have, they don't have any that are better or worse than any of their other ones. I feel like they're a very consistent brand. If I had to make some changes, I told you I don't go nuts for monochromatic palettes anymore, but I am very happy with these. If I had to rank the three, I would say this is number one, then I would say the berries, and then I would say this midnight palette. So there you have it. 2 looks in my little ranking, but of course I can put these into a larger palette ranking if y'all would like to see that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you did enjoy this video. I hope maybe I gave you some inspiration or maybe just entertained you. But I do want to say I have some very exciting videos coming up this next week. So I highly recommend that you click the subscribe button because it's going to be a fun week on my channel. I'm not going to say more than that. I'm just going to say it's going to be a fun week on my channel. So I hope to see you very soon in another video. Bye.